Hello and welcome back to another episode of Dappz Live, the show where we talk about sports, laugh about sports, and if you're a Chiefs fan, cry about sports. Guys, get in the comments now, drop your questions, and we will answer them. Please DM us any questions you have. We are answering everyone. Remember, follow the page and be sure to DM us, direct message us, guys. We are live every single day on both TikTok and YouTube. Ethan's here today. Hey, Ethan.
Hello. Still no breakfast sandwich.
Wow.
I was on strike yesterday.
Soon we will have a graphic on the screen. How many days Ethan has gone without a breakfast sandwich? Every single episode. We promise it's coming. Ethan, are the Chiefs this bad is the question. Let me give you some stats real quick. The Chiefs went down to Jacksonville, and I bet you felt real good about it, Ethan. I bet you felt real good about your Chiefs reeling and winning a couple games. Head into Duval, and they get beat 31-28 to Trevor Lawrence. The Chiefs look good with a dirty play to score their first touchdown, and it looks something like this.
Set, hike! He's picking me! Touchdown! Offensive pass interference, no touchdown. So there's no offensive pass interference? And there is a touchdown. Oh, thanks. I love you too. The ruling on the field has been overturned. Touchdown!
So that was a pretty accurate, I think, depiction of what happened on that first touchdown, Ethan. Do you have any thoughts on that play?
I have no thoughts on the play. It happens in the NFL all the time. I mean, pick plays are just part of everyone's play calling. I have a problem with people thinking that the Jaguars aren't a good team, though. Like, going into Jacksonville is a tough atmosphere to play in. And whenever the Chiefs are playing good and have to play a little competitive team where this game means a lot to them, we always blow these games. But Liam Cohen and T-Law and Travis Hunter, like, we've shown that team is super competitive, and them and the Colts might compete for the AFC South.
Well, your team was beaten by Trevor Lawrence, who literally fell twice and then walked into the end zone because Chris Jones thought he was down, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like, I mean, when you look at this graphic, Ethan, it looks like your two defenders on the left side or closest to us, they're both running at Trevor Lawrence while he's on the ground. It's wild that neither of them tackled him. ETN has to block two guys, and Trevor somehow gets up, walks it in. Finn Blue says the Jaguars can be an 11-6 team. The only reason I'll agree with him is, what are they, 4 wins so far? 4-1?
Yeah.
And their schedule is easy. They got the Titans twice. They got to play the Texans again. They're playing the Jets, who stink, right? So the play calling at the end of the game, though, Ethan, very questionable. Andy Reid calls a Hail Mary on the first play.
Yeah.
I was thinking that Mahomes was going to do a similar kind of play structure he did against the Bills when he had 13 seconds left. He throws a dart for 15, throws another one, they kick a field goal, they win. He had more time this game. So I thought that might happen. It ended up not happening. Hollywood Brown doesn't turn around, gets hit in the shoulder. What's going on, Ethan? I don't know. I'm sure you were frustrated by that play. And by the way, I hope you don't think that there's hatred coming from this entire room. Some of the producers here might think that the Chiefs are deplorable and hate the franchise. I'm a Mahomes fan. I root for him. All right? I don't like the Jaguars. I don't think the Jaguars are very good, by the way. I told Dylan last night that you have the Jaguars have to play the Chiefs, they have to play the Rams, and they have to play another good team. I'll figure out who that is. The Seahawks.
That's a good team.
If they win 2 of those 3 games, the Jaguars are for real. They've won 1 of them so far. Now, the question is, Ethan, are you scared? Are you worried? Are you okay right now as a Chiefs fan?
What's there to be scared of? I have Patrick Mahomes. We're in every game, every season. I have the best player of all time on my team. And I really don't think that if you play the Jacksonville Jaguars 10 times that we lose 7 of them. It was just in the game script, like they wanted them to win. The second we gave them the ball, I looked at my buddy and I'm like, we're losing this game. There's no chance. Even after they scored, we had 40 seconds left. Everyone's like, Mahomes miracle. Mahomes, he's going to come back down the field. No, it's just not going to happen because like it's in the game script. Mahomes doesn't go all out for these type of games. We lose to Jacksonville.
As a Chiefs fan, I can understand how you kind of feel it out a little bit more. But to be honest, I really thought that the Chiefs could have came back. I didn't like the play calling at the end because think about this. You guys had like 20 seconds, 3 timeouts. You throw a little slant for 10, 15 yards, catch it, hit the ground, and call a timeout. You've wasted 5 or 6 seconds. Right? You could have done that once or twice. Like this Hollywood Brown play, if this was the first play that was called, he ends up at the 40-yard line maybe the 35. You call a timeout. You got 15 seconds left. Now Mahomes has to get another 30 yards. I just don't love the play calling at the end. A little bit surprised, but I think the Chiefs will be fine. They have the Lions next week. That's not an easy game. Then the Raiders, who stink. Commanders, Bills, Broncos, Colts, Cowboys. Definitely not an easy schedule, but that's why Mahomes gets paid the big bucks. If the Jags can beat the Chiefs, anyone can beat the Chiefs.
Jaguars are good. What's with the Jaguar hate? Liam Cohen's a great coach, and that offense is solid. I don't see the problem here because losing at home on Monday night to any team in the NFL it could and should happen because they're NFL players. We're not playing against a bunch of college players. We're playing against a bunch of pros.
Well, another pro we have to talk about. LeBron has made another decision. The decision 2. Now, mind you, the decision 1 was not a good idea. It wasn't a good decision, the first decision. Now we got the second decision. The decision 2 was teased yesterday. Internet went insane. Off the speculation, ticket prices of Lakers games against the Jazz, mind you, the worst team in the league, surged from $80 to $450. Are you kidding me? Ethan, what do you think it was?
I think this was a sponsorship for Amazon because it's Amazon Day. I think LeBron's just playing a trick on people and is just going to promote some type of money scheme. I mean, we already know he's retiring at the end of the season, and there's no chance he retires today. So I think it's just some stupid cash grab that someone put him up to. Classic LeBron.
Well, you're not close to wrong. Richard Jefferson sat down with LeBron James, and LeBron is taking his talents to Hennessy.
Oh. Wait, what? That's Hennessy? Did they rebrand Hennessy? This is stupid. I don't even think LeBron drinks. I didn't know this even happened. And also, who dressed him? He looks ridiculous. This is all together bad. I wish he went to Ciroc instead.
This is pretty awful. I think the shirt is nice. If he didn't wear the undershirt, that made it weird. But he's LeBron. He can do whatever he wants. Listen, the fact of the matter is, LeBron, he's been the cleanest cut, never doing anything off court, only focused on basketball for 20 plus years. And you know what? Now he's golfing. Now he's doing Hennessy ads. He's going to do whatever he wants. All right. I don't see him retiring this year. I think he's got 3 years left minimum. He has Luka Doncic on his team. If the Lakers front office can just get it together, and all you got to do is sign 3 dogs on defense. Just dogs. All right. Absolute dogs that play defense around Luka. LeBron can play Robin for once in his life and just pass the ball. Move the ball around. All right. Let Luka dominate the offense. This is a great position for LeBron to be in. I mean, think about this. This is his legacy right here. Right? He's got 5 championships. He has the best young player in the league on his team. If they could just build some infrastructure around him, why can't LeBron win another ring? And again, you might say that's still not enough to beat Jordan as the GOAT. But some people are already saying LeBron is the GOAT. Now, we're not going to debate that at the moment.
Because he is the GOAT.
Because he is the GOAT. See? And one of them sitting right here, by the way. But another 6th ring could be nice. Now, the decision 2, this is annoying. This is annoying. PR stunt. Everyone thinks he's retiring. Maybe the Lakers were trying to 4X their revenue. I don't know. But at least LeBron's having fun. LeBron, good to see you having fun in the twilight years, but be careful. People already hate you.
Yeah, lay off the Hennessy. You don't want to lose your career doing that stuff, you know? It's also, I don't like that one of our, role models in the league is just advertising for Hennessy. It's just kind of sketch.
It's tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tacky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some more questionable decisions by LA natives. Dave Roberts is a madman.
Yep.
Dodgers beat the Phillies 4-3 in game 2, and they're looking pretty unstoppable, the Dodgers, Ethan. I mean, They signed Blake Snell in the offseason, and what does he do? He lets up 1 hit, scoreless through 6, 0 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. This is exactly the right signing. The opposite of what the New York Mets did, which was the wrong signing everywhere in every spot besides Juan Soto. They play Jesus Luzardo, also known as the Jesus Lizard, who pitched well, then got rocked. Remember, Luzardo was on your Marlins.
Yeah, very good player.
Very good on the Marlins, not so good on the Phillies. I mean, listen, it's hard to be good against the Dodgers. You're literally pitching against 3 MVPs to start every game. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. It's absurd and should not be allowed. 7th inning, the Dodgers score 4 runs. Will Smith, Shohei, and doubles from Freddie Freeman and Max Muncy. Dave Roberts, who is simultaneously the best manager in the MLB and also an absolute moron, throws in Blake Treinen. Yeah. And again, I don't know what he's supposed to do here. Maybe he should have put in Sasaki earlier because Sasaki's lights out, but he's kind of their closer in the postseason, where Treinen has been god-awful and almost lost him the game. Ethan, why would you bring in Treinen?
I think they were trying to save some arms. I think they thought a 4-run lead would be enough for Blake to just get scored once or twice and still close the game. But yeah, Blake's not been awful. I think he has an 11 ERA this month. I don't know how you're going to take Rocky Sasaki, a young career-long starter, and turn him into a closer into the postseason run for a championship. It's a tough thing to ask for a kid who's been in America for like 8 months. But, I understand why they brought Blake in. They signed Blake to do stuff like this. If it don't work, you just got to try something else. Let's throw Kershaw out there to close. Let's throw another guy. I just don't think Blake Treinen's going to get this opportunity again this offseason.
Yeah, they should definitely throw Kershaw out there. Blake Treinen also, he was good last year.
Blake's a long
He was really good in the
closer.
playoffs last year. It's been a weird year for him. And even after going down 4-0, the Phillies rally in the 9th. They end up scoring 3 runs. Castellanos hits a huge double, brings in 2 runs, slides into second base, nearly gets tagged out. Then the next guy up, Stott, lays down a bunt. A perfect bunt, by the way, but Max Muncy comes from third base, charging at the ball, gets it, throws it to Mookie. Castellanos is out at third, and that was kind of the defining moment of the game because had that guy been on third, you never know. He could have ended up scoring and tying the game. Ethan, do you like the bunt there?
Yeah, I like the bunt because Bryson Stott's one of the best bunters in the league. But also, don't forget the Freddie Freeman play to pick the ball out at the end of the game was huge. I mean, the Dodgers pay these guys what they're worth, and they're the best in the league, so they make these big plays. So I'm not surprised this happened. I don't hate the bunt. Also, I don't think the Phillies even had a chance to win this series anyway, so forget about them.
Well, listen, if they won that game, we might be talking a different tune coming to L.A. on Wednesday. The Phillies will be. Listen, they brought out Sasaki, who looks like a lights-out closer. He can't go 3 innings, obviously, but he looks great in 1 inning. So the Dodgers have done an incredible job turning this into a starting pitcher relief option. I don't even know how to define this, but using their pitchers in a way to really stretch out the whole game. Remember, Sasaki has not been a reliever all year. He's been a starter. So Dodgers are looking at their bullpen. They're like, it fucking sucks. We're screwed. Maybe we can move Sasaki to the bullpen. It works. You move Kershaw to the bullpen if that works. You have an interesting little thing going on because remember, you have Yamamoto and you have Snell, who are lights out right now. So they can pitch game 1 and 2. Potentially, they could pitch game 3 and 4. They have Glasnow. Mm-hmm. So they're in pretty good shape. By the way, on the last play of the game, when Sasaki got Trey Turner on the ground out, Tommy Edman, who, by the way, has been like the white knight of the Dodgers from last year and this year, huge hits every time they need one from Tommy Edman, who's kind of like a nobody last year, almost throws the game away. Freddie Freeman makes a play on his knees, which was absolutely incredible. And this is what we're talking about, MVP. You got MVP at first base. You got an MVP at shortstop. You got an MVP at DH. Tommy Edman should be on his knees. I don't think Freddie's gay, but if he is, oblige.
Yeah, no, Freddie Freeman has 2 kids and a wife, so I don't think he is, but, you get what you pay for. That's all I keep saying. Like, the Dodgers have the best team in the league, so they make the best plays, and people are bitching like, oh, the relieving sucks. Bro, you suck compared to everyone else on your team. That bullpen is still not bad on 25 other teams in the league. Listen, don't worry about the Dodgers. Don't stress a bullpen. Like you're gonna find something wrong, but if you do that, you're just nitpicking.
Well, I think the reason they say they suck, remember, Ethan, is they let up 3 runs in the 9th inning. That's a huge problem, right? They're up 4-0, and the Phillies make one adjustment, and they actually end up tying that game. And I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but they easily could have. Trey Turner, by the way, these shifts in baseball, the ball that Trey Turner hit 20 years ago goes right up second base.
Yeah.
Right? Edman was shifted over. These analytics guys have really changed the game. You shouldn't worry about the Dodgers. You should worry about the Ravens. The Ravens season is over. The Ravens lose to the Houston Texans 44-10. Ethan, how done are the Ravens?
They're done as long as if they keep Harbaugh on that team. They need to start firing people, man. The Ravens every year make the same mistakes. It's the same bullshit play calls and the same bullshit adjustments. They have a very talented roster, and they're ruining Lamar's career. They need to get rid of their coaching staff. That defensive coordinator, I don't know how you let 44 points get put up on you. I don't care who your quarterback is. Like, CJ Stroud's having an awful season with an awful offensive line, and they made you guys look light.
So, CJ Stroud, a little bit of an odd past year. This year, he's a little weird. Said he's not as mobile. The guy's 23 years old. He was referring to when he was younger. What the fuck is he talking about? I don't think he knows what he's talking about. This is the guy who went up to Caleb Williams and was trying to sun him. And Caleb's like, bro, you're like 8 months older than me. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? All right. Then he comes out and says that he's joking. Maybe he's just a little immature and he doesn't know what he's saying. Ethan, is CJ Stroud good, bro?
CJ Stroud is going through something right now. Like, talent-wise, he's amazing. Like, if you watch that rookie season again, he was making some of the best plays in football. There were points in that season where he was the number 1 quarterback in the league. I think he's just going through these woes of having a bad offensive line. When you have to struggle to get the ball out every play and you can't trust your left tackle or your right tackle, it's kind of hard on the psyche of a quarterback. So, yeah, he's probably going through it. Let's get some blocking for him so he can wake up and get out of it.
And maybe we're reading too much into this. I feel like I'm getting old. I'm not as quick as I used to be. Maybe it's just a joke, and then some of us just take this stuff too seriously, and maybe he's not a comedian. Maybe he's a quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. And nobody understood what he was saying. I'm not sure. But either way, Ethan, do you think that CJ Stroud, we're going to see that version of him his rookie year where this guy came back, I think, 5 times with leading fourth quarter or overtime drives, CJ Stroud?
I don't think it's going to happen this year, but I think next year or the year after, this team's going to get a lot better. They need to get rid of DeMeco Ryans, who I think is a good coach, but he only understands one side of the ball, and I think you need to either bring in an offensive coordinator that knows something or an offensive coach. But yeah, this year, I don't expect to see the Stroud that we know he could be, but I'm not saying it's never going to happen. It could very well be next year or maybe the second half of the season if the O-line turns it around.
Well, I think the problem is Texans obviously have prioritized defense. They have a solid D, but at the expense of an offensive line. You've got this young quarterback in CJ Stroud, and you need to protect him. Mm-hmm. We saw what happened in Cincinnati. The rookie wide receiver, Jalen Noel, scores his first touchdown. Not sure how you feel about a rookie doing this, Ethan. He hit the fucking squirrel dance, and this is the Ray Lewis. And it's also, he did it a really bad rendition of it. Like, that is ugly.
I think it's respectful. You're going into Baltimore, scoring your first touchdown, and you pull out the Ray Lewis dance. I mean, listen, I grew up doing that dance. Like, back in the day when you did a big play, you'd get up and do that dance. It's Ray Lewis, bro. He's a urban legend, Like, it's respectable to copy his things. I'm still waiting for that whole Terrell Owens celebration where you pour the popcorn in his face. I like to bring back some cool celebrations. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, football was way more fun, but if you're going to copy Ray Lewis's dance, you better practice that in the mirror, and this guy didn't practice. Derrick Henry, what is going on? 15 carries for 33 yards. Lamar Jackson's out. Ravens obviously rely on him. Texans have a tough D, but maybe Harbaugh's not calling the right plays. Maybe Cooper Rush stinks. I thought Cooper Rush was going to come in and do a solid job. I was wrong. He did that for the Cowboys, by the way. I thought, okay, the Ravens have a pretty solid backup. They're going against the Texans, who aren't a very good team. I was wrong. Quote the Raven, they're fucking haunted this year.
Yeah, if they couldn't win games with Lamar Jackson, who would have think they would win games with Cooper Rush? Like, there's no chance. And last week we were on this episode saying, oh, we got to give Derrick Henry the ball more on first down. Well, listen, he got the ball a lot on first down, and if you know he's coming, you're going to stuff his shit. So, honestly, they knew they were going to lose that game. I wish he didn't throw in the towel as much, but made it a little more competitive. But yeah, the whole Ravens team needs to get remodeled. It's just been the same team for since 2018.
Well, I don't believe that John Harbaugh can get fired, but I do know a couple of coaches in the league who are going to get fired. The question is, which one of them is going to get fired first?
McDaniels.
We can't even get into it before.
I want
to talk about this.
I want to fire him myself. Can I make the call?
You would just want him out.
Out.
So you think McDaniels is getting fired before Jonathan Gannon, who is fucked?
Dude, I don't know who Jonathan Gannon is, and I still rather fire McDaniels.
Okay. Well, I want to show you a couple things, Ethan. It's more Amari DiMercado's fault. I don't know if you know who that is. Running back on the Cardinals. He hates him, Jonathan Gannon. He actually punched him. Watch this.
Whoa.
Now the discussion is this going too far? Because I playing football, I've seen a coach do this way worse many times before, hitting players, bumping them in the pads, etc. Ethan, your thoughts on hitting players?
Hit all your players you want. They're your players. Mike Vrabel probably assaults all of his players in practice. So, I mean, a little oomph, it's kind of nice. Like, I wish Andy Reid would do some more slap-ass with the Chiefs. You know, usually you see it the other way around. I always see, Travis Kelce a couple of games ago went into Andy Reid's face and started confronting him and kind of chest bumped him. If Andy Reid just sucker punched him back, I would have loved that. But in terms of Gannon, good coach. I mean, he's turned that Cardinals team around. They're very competitive when a couple years ago they were the laughingstock of the league. He's not Mike McDaniels. He could say.
Well, Zach Attack says, I don't know if the Jets are out. I do. They are. I don't know if the Jets are putting Aaron Glenn on the hot seat. Yes, but they will get the #1 draft pick. But the Patriots are 3-2, and that's a great point. Aaron Glenn should probably be fired before Jonathan Gannon or Mike McDaniels. But remember, DiMercado, the whole reason this happened, Ethan, was DiMercado busted out a 75-yard touchdown, and then I don't understand the epidemic. They're calling this the epidemic, the fumbling in the end zone epidemic, and why it's happening and how to fix it. But this is DiMercado post game, and he's just a little too chill.
Yeah, just made a mistake. There's not really no excuse. Just let the ball go too early.
What was going through your mind as you were crossing the goal line?
I mean, obviously emotional, big play, but I just got to be smarter.
I saw an interaction with you and JG on the sideline. Looks like he came over. Looked like he was pretty heated. What did you say during that moment?
Just got to be smarter. It's as simple as that.
You made mistakes.
He's got to be smarter. I mean, listen, I don't know, Ethan. I don't know how I feel about this. He is a little bit chill. I'm sure that him and the coach talked it out. Obviously, they put him back in the game, and he did rush for another. He did have another rushing attempt. So, do you think DiMercado is going to sit his ass on the bench next game? Do you think that they've resolved their differences? I mean, listen, the kid obviously has talent. He busted a 75-yard touchdown on the defense.
So I just put 2 and 2 together, and that punch happened after that play. And now I wish he punched him even harder.
Yep.
Because that guy is an idiot. I was talking about it with a friend the other day. If one of my teammates or me would have done that in high school, we would be running suicides for 3 days straight and not playing for the next week. We need to hold these guys accountable because they're getting paid millions to do this. You are fumbling the ball when no one's around you bro, you should get cut. I would make a total example out of you. He should be crying in the locker room. That guy should be so depressed that he can't speak to the media. Him and Adonai Mitchell need to go to some type of schooling or some detention center to learn about how to hold the ball to cross the line.
Well, let's talk about the consequences of something like this. Greg Olson was talking to Portnoy on Barstool, and they kind of floated the idea of 2 scenarios for a play that when this happens, when you fumble in the end zone.
Boys.
One would be $1 million fine. You get fined $1 million if this happens, which I love, and I think players would not do this if you got fined $1 million, right? They would this fumbling epidemic would end, right? Mm-hmm. Or you just get cut But then Greg Olson said, yeah, but what if Derrick Henry does it, right? So, I mean, this has got to be fixed. This is so stupid. It's so selfish. Adonai Mitchell last week. And listen, this cost the Cardinals the game. This isn't questionable. Like, this 100%.
Both of them
cost. Right. The Colts situation happened early in the third quarter, so there's plenty of game left. But the Cardinals lost by 1 point, and they needed all of this wizard magic to happen in order to get back in the game. Now, Kyler Murray was way more upset than Amari, and he wasn't the one that fumbled. Listen to this.
Can you fucking imagine being a third-string running back who barely makes the Arizona Cardinals roster? You spend 3 years in the NFL, do basically nothing, under 500 yards, could count your touchdowns on one hand. That's who you are, Amari, an expendable goddamn bench warmer. And today, you break off the biggest run of your career, and as you approach the goal line, instead of holding on to the ball and scoring a career-defining 72-yard tutty run, you decide to fucking showboat and drop the football. You're a stupid asshole, you cost us the game, and you're going to regret that shit when we cut you next week.
AI is undefeated, Ethan. I love this. We need more of this. I hope that we can figure out how to build our own AIs like this, Ethan.
I thought this was just Kyler Murray on Call of Duty. You know, this just sounds like an average lobby where he's talking shit. I honestly think he did say that, and they just imported that into the thing. Yeah, I actually, and I don't want to be that guy. I watched that play over. I think he held the ball past the line of scrimmage. It actually looked like it broke the plane, so I think they just called it a fumble because it'd be funny, but I really think he did score that. Weird take, I know.
Well, you know what? I had to look at it a couple times because I was like, the ball looks like it touched the white line.
Yeah.
And once that happens, the play should be over. That's it. It's a touchdown. It doesn't matter if he threw it after that. Mikey says that's got to be AI. Mikey also says, so you'd say the same about all the other elite wide receivers and running backs that did this, they should be cut. Well, that was kind of the discussion. What happens when Derrick Henry fumbles in the end zone? What are you going to cut him? So cutting the players probably isn't realistic, but finding them $1 million, if you're DeMercado, $1 million is like half your salary, maybe more, maybe less, whatever it is. So a player like that is definitely not going to be so stupid and selfish. But listen, the play calling at the end of the game, Gannon hates Kyler more than Amari. There was a sequence of 3 plays. All right, these are the plays that are called, Ethan. If you want to look at this, 2-yard run, 0-yard run, 0-yard run. When there's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Cardinals have the lead. This is what they do. And we talk about this all the time, this brand of football where I always compare this to the Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl, right? You're up 28-3, Falcons beating Tom Brady. And then what do? You change the brand of football that you're playing to adjust because, we're up. But you didn't, that's not the brand of football that got you up 28-3, and now you let your opponent back in the game. You have to step on teams' throats. You do not win a game in two quarters or 3 quarters. And then the Cardinals, this is an example of that. Oh, well, we're going to take our foot off the gas. We're playing not to lose. We're not playing to win. We're playing not to lose. We're going to run the ball 3 times and punt it. Get a first down. Get a first down. Gannon is fucked. But you know who else is fucked? Your favorite coach, Mike McDaniel, Ethan.
Yes.
The Dolphins lost to the Carolina Panthers.
Yes.
Mike McDaniels is still on kaboom. Kratom. Listen to this.
He was really frustrated at the, just like he's as I was, and we talked about the challenge ahead to get ready for the Chargers, and that was kind of the extent of it.
Was this also AI?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every Mike McDaniels press conference is AI at this point.
Wait, that wasn't AI?
No, Kyler is real, and this is AI.
Dude, he's so hungover off I don't know what in this video. I mean, let's talk about this. The Dolphins let Rico Dowdle have 230 total yards on him. Rico Dowdle is 150 pounds. He was cut from the Dallas Cowboys, who are starting Javonte Williams. What is going on with the Dolphins? They have no excuses. Like, all right, Tyreek Hill's out. So what? You're going to let a fucking little kid have 300 yards against you? This guy's a joke. His demeanor's a joke. Look at that press conference. He's a joke. He needs to go back to being a little nerd and stop being a Miami tough guy who has no control of his locker room. Look at Tyreek Hill. He was so happy to break his leg so he doesn't have to listen to McDaniels anymore. He should be fired immediately, and I need them to go after that Rams DC, Shula's grandchild. Don Shula's got a grandchild in the NFL. He's got to coach the Dolphins.
Hey, I love that for the Dolphins. Guys, get in the comments. Tell us who's getting fired first or who should be fired first. McDaniels, Aaron Glenn on the Jets, or Gannon on the Cardinals. Who is the worst quarterback? Please tell us. Stinky Butt says these videos are going to get so good you can't even tell what's real or fake with these AI. I mean, it's already kind of happening, Ethan.
Here's my issue with McDaniels, though. Out of all the coaches you just named, if you fired him, the Dolphins would actually be fucking good. Like, the Dolphins aren't that bad. The other two teams, like, sorry, your Jets are dog shit. The Cardinals, kind of dog shit. The Dolphins have no reason. They actually have a decent roster. They lost one bum receiver. Get this weirdo out of here.
Well, they were also in
Gets me
two
so
pretty
upset.
close games that they should have or could have won, right? So the Dolphins even played the Bills well. Very interesting. Listen, I think Zach says, how crazy will the Side Talk NYC videos about the Knicks be this season? Oh, my God, I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for that, Zach. Dr. Josh says, if you're the direct reason why the team lost the game, you're fine. Should be 15% of your total salary. Good point, LOL. Ethan, who is the worst coach in the NFL?
Mike McDaniels. I already said it.
Mike
The worst coach. Actually, Jim Harbaugh is giving him a run for their money. There's some bad coaches in this league.
Aaron Glenn is significantly worse than Mike
Oh,
McDaniels.
I forgot Aaron Glenn's a
Absolutely.
coach. That
Yeah.
guy, I don't know how he got that job. Him celebrating that play a couple weeks ago, I was like, this kid is a joke. Act like you're supposed to be there, dude.
Yeah, act appropriate. And also, the funniest thing about all of this, the irony of all of this, is that Aaron Glenn gets hired. Aaron Rodgers is in California. He says, I want to have a meeting. Aaron Rodgers flies across the country, and Aaron Rodgers believes, oh, we're going to talk about the New York Jets season this year and what the goals are and, what the roster is going to be like in this scheme. Aaron Glenn proceeds to tell Aaron Rodgers, we don't think you're a good fit culturally here. And then proceeds to lose every game for the Jets that he's ever played. So actually, Aaron Glenn, you are not a good fit for the Jets. I hate you. We don't have Aaron Rodgers. By the way, I don't want to say anything bad about Fields. I actually like Justin Fields. But I'd much rather have Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on my team.
Yeah.
And at least, by the way, last year, we were 2-3. Then they fired Coach Saleh and then blamed everything on Rodgers in a media storm. And now Aaron Glenn, who's 0-5, gets to keep his job? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because the problem's not even Aaron Glenn, how much of an idiot that guy is. It's that Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson's a clown, bro. That guy, he lets his grandson pick the fucking personnel on the team. Like, it's a joke. Like, he's just an old rich guy who needs to go to hospice and we get rid of him.
Yeah, hospice is good. Listen, you're right. It starts from the top. Woody Johnson is an idiot. I hate that guy.
Idiot.
Listen, I loved Aaron Glenn as a cornerback on the Jets. I was relatively happy about it when we signed, but I also thought, what is this guy going to do? He's going to change the whole team. We don't have a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is gone. By the way, now Aaron Rodgers looks great. He's on the Steelers. He's with a real organization, a mature organization, a respected organization in Pittsburgh, who is always in the playoff mix, right? Always contending. Mike Tomlin is a true OG. I wish the Jets had Mike Tomlin, all right? They've got Gainwell. They've got Jalen Warren. They've got Caleb Johnson. They have DK Metcalf. Calvin Austin looks great. Aaron Rodgers is going to win the division. It's not going to be close. The Browns stink. The Bengals stink. I don't know if you know this. The Bengals today, guys, whoever's watching, traded for Joe Flacco.
So smart.
So now Joe Flacco has played on three teams in the AFC North, which is absolutely ridiculous. Maybe he'll go to the Steelers. I don't know.
Dude, Joe Flacco's going to ball in the Bengals. He's going to ball. Higgins and Jamar Chase, they're going to be putting jump balls to those guys all game. I'm excited because the Browns should not have benched Joe Flacco. I can't wait to see Joe Flacco play the Browns this year and have 40 points on him.
Sydney says, how do you feel about the new Cowboys coach? To be honest, when the Cowboys signed him, I thought it was a pretty stupid move. But the offense looks pretty good. I'm not really upset. I think that they could have beat the Eagles week 1 if CD doesn't drop a million balls. They come back and beat the Giants in a big way. Statement game against the Jets. And by the way, the Super Bowl contender Packers, which is an absolute joke, all you Green Bay fans who think you're Super Bowl contenders, you have no fucking shot to be in the Super Bowl. I would bet any amount of money that the Packers will not be in the Super Bowl, okay? You tied the Cowboys. So the Cowboys tied the Packers. Statement game against the Jets. I don't know how much of a statement it is. But listen, a bad team like the Jets, you know what you're supposed to do? Win by 30. You know what they did? They went up 30-3 on the Jets. That's what they did, the Cowboys. So pray for all of these men to get better at their jobs, all of these head coaches. And now we're going to go on to our favorite story of the week. Continuing on with the New York Jets. We can't stay out of the news. I don't know why. We're not good, and it's never about good football. Mark Sanchez tried to kill a guy. We mentioned this yesterday, but more details have come out, and this is one of the most bizarre stories of the season. We're not going to show many pictures because it's just a little too gruesome for this show. Not appropriate for TikTok and YouTube. Indianapolis, Indiana, real party town. Sanchez, NFL analyst, Mark Sanchez, gets blacked out. Believe it or not, these guys actually can go out after work, after commentating on a game as an NFL analyst, and get blacked out. Allegedly. This is all allegedly, right? Allegedly, NFL analyst, Mark Sanchez, gets blacked out and has a problem with the truck driver. He curses him out, tries to enter his vehicle. The guy sprays him in the face with pepper spray and then flees. Keep in mind that this man is close to 70 years old. NFL analyst Mark Sanchez chases him down. Somehow, some way, has a knife. NFL analyst Mark Sanchez acquires said knife and tries to kill the truck driver. He is now being tried for 5th-degree felony assault. Dylan, what is this? You want to hear something crazy? Mark Sanchez, as we stand here, as you're all watching this, cannot leave the state of Indiana until his trial in November. Mark Sanchez, NFL analyst, does not live in Indiana. Ethan, what? What?
Dude, the Sanchez is back, baby. All the CTE has added up, and the butt fumble brain damage has now made him an axe murderer. I'm so proud of Mark Sanchez, finally doing something good for his career, finally off the Fox or whatever network he was on beforehand. Yeah, I didn't know Indiana got down like that. I didn't know there was a 5th degree of crime. Like, he's just breaking records and finally accomplishing all the things we thought Mark Sanchez could accomplish.
And listen, you have to understand too, Ethan, and everybody watching. By the way, the Jets, the Rex Ryan Jets were my favorite Jets. All right, absolute a blast to watch. Mark Sanchez was the quarterback of this team. The Jets were known for their defense back then. Mark Sanchez stunk. I would only want to call him a game manager, but the Jets defense was so good. We went to the AFC Championship two years in a row. We lost to Peyton Manning, who went on to win the Super Bowl. And then we lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I believe lost to Rodgers that year. So, Mark Sanchez is the quarterback of these teams. And then a year later, after all this happens, the infamous butt fumble. So now, the date that will live in infamy, the butt fumble. Do you know how many drunk guys at bars went up to Mark Sanchez in the last 15 years? Oh, Mark Sanchez, remember the butt fumble? So at a certain point, it's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I remember the butt fumble, all right? The joke is over. But the problem is, it was never over. It just kept going and going and going. And maybe this truck driver said something about it in the alley, right? Yeah. Maybe it's not as innocent as it looks. Maybe that truck driver said, hey, Mark, I know you. You're the butt fumble guy. And what happened? He pulled out a knife, and that was it. He had one too many butt fumble jokes. That was it. Guys, reminder, your life will only go to ruin if you are on the Jets. That is our show for the day, guys. Dappz Live, weekdays at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. General managers today at 4 p.m. Guys, if you want to talk fantasy, start or sit, please join us on YouTube or TikTok at 4 p.m. The cookbook, live streamed Thursdays at 4 p.m. Cook up another spider leg parlay. All right? We will see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific time. I'm Dappz. That's Ethan. Have a great day.